Hello, this is Julius from Basic Financials. I'm going to do a little video getting back to basics today about how to try and avoid the trap of ramping up your expenditure. In these times we're in May, at the end of May 2022, and times are getting a bit more difficult with fuel prices very high, energy prices very high, food shopping bills going high. So this is the sort of time when you realise the squeeze sometimes, and there are some ways that you can help yourself in the long run, which I've talked about before in videos, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's probably timely. Now, when this is really for people who might be starting out, they started work, and gradually you hope that you building your career and your earning power, and that your earnings are increasing all the time. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody, and some people are going to be in jobs where it's not particularly high paid, and they're not going to be in this position because every pound you earn, you're spending already on the essentials, and there are a lot of people in that situation. And so this isn't really, I'm not talking about that sort of situation, because I understand that not everybody is in a lucky enough position to be able to not spend everything they've got. So I apologise if it sounds like I'm sort of thinking everyone's in this position, but I know that they're not. And so I'm really thinking about when you sort of setting out, and you've got a house, you've got a mortgage, you've got a relatively usable car, and various outgoings, and you've got an income which is just about okay, and it covers it, and maybe you're able to put a bit away into savings and a bit into a pension fund maybe, but things are tightish. Now, what tends to happen, say you get a pay rise or a bonus, you get a promotion, what is so easy to happen is that you then ramp up your expenditure to fit that new level of income. And you can see what I'm going to get at here. It's just an everlasting increasing. You increase your salary, you increase your expenditure, you increase your salary, and it keeps going on. And then you start getting to the point where maybe you start looking at what maybe your neighbour's got, because you've moved into a nicer area, maybe because your increased salaries enabled you to get a bigger mortgage, and you've moved into a bigger house with bigger heating costs and bigger council tax and bigger repair bills, and people were in a similar situation around you, and maybe they've got better cars and things, and you're trying to maybe match up to what's around you, and that what's around you is so much more expensive because you've moved into that sort of area, and this can just keep on happening unless you decide to yourself, no, I'm not going to fall into that trap. Now, I'm not saying that if you've done this, or if you're in that position, you're keeping the economy going. That's great. Yeah, we need people to spend money, keep the economy going. But what I'm saying is, just be aware that by ramping up that expenditure all the time, you're always going to be in that position, or potentially anyway, of struggling or needing to earn more money to get by, because you've just ramped up your expenditure. If you can, when your salary increases, okay, at some point you may well want to move into a nicer place. You might want to get a nicer car. You might want to go on a bigger holiday, but to try and be sensible about it. And maybe the first thing to do would be to start saving some of that increased salary. Basically, what you're trying to do is to get used to not spending everything you earn. So try and keep your expenditure down to a sensible level, save the extra bit so you get used to that, and then at sensible times maybe increase your expenditure to another level, but always making sure that it's well within your means. Don't spend everything you earn. Try and put something away, and it will stand you in good stead. Okay, when you start out it might seem like a long way off, but it does mean that after you've been doing that for a good number of years, you will be in so much more comfortable position if times get tight, or maybe if you might have the unfortunate position of losing your job for a while, or becoming ill and not being able to earn. Well, you might have built up a buffer to get you through those times. But it's very difficult to, and I know, as I say, not everyone is in the position where they can do that. So I do understand that. But if you can do it, then do try. So anyway, that was getting back to basic financials, and I hope it helps just to have a little think about it anyway. Thanks very much for listening, and if you could like and subscribe as usual, and I'll see you again for another video sometime.